Blunt Thoughts Podcast.
Welcome to Blunt Thoughts, everybody. I'm here. I'm your host, Isaiah, here with my boy. Whew, I will do an intro, though.
Okay.
Just fucking let that one be it. Fuck it.
Why not?
That was the intro, everybody. Glad you liked it. There'll be more of those to come. So this is honestly this is kind of what I've been doing. Since you're actually my first guest that I've had
Okay.
on the show. This is technically I've had an episode or two, but I did by myself, and I thought, I get people on this and that. This will probably be the longest one I've done as well. I'm hoping, at the bare minimum. The fun part, man, is all the editing and stuff. I've really been enjoying that. That's why I feel like I have a lot of dumb videos on TikTok and stuff.
That's what I missed about having a MacBook is what do you use there, iMovie?
Yeah. Yep.
I honestly need to show you some of my old YouTube shit that I used to do, and that was all off
bro.
when I had my MacBook stuff.
Yeah, bro. Listen, we can pull that shit up.
You have a bunch of unlisted shit. I need to figure out my password to see what's unlisted, so I can put it unlisted. I only have a few that I actually have public.
Listed. Yeah, that's funny.
But they're still good videos.
Yeah,
they're my favorite ones. It was a bunch of gaming stuff that I did.
Dude, fuck yeah! See, I thought about doing some gaming ones, but honestly, I'll probably only Minecraft.
I mean, it's crazy to say that. Still to this day, Minecraft is
Dude,
one of the top games right now.
It's pimping, bro. It's still fucking pimping. I will agree with you on that. I remember playing Minecraft not on PC, but when it first came out on Xbox.
Yeah, that's when I played it. It was dog shit.
As the beta version, man.
It was dog shit.
Yeah, it was so trash.
You couldn't do anything. There was honestly no point in playing it because there was food and you couldn't eat. There was a lot of pointless things on it. So.
There was in that beta version, but I honestly played the shit out of that beta version.
Me too. It was a different experience to see.
I remember getting so hyped about hearing about the update that you could ride the pigs with the carrot. Dude, I got so hyped when I heard about it. I was like, I cannot wait for that shit. I was like, that's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was ass when it came out.
Yeah, I remember it kept coming out, and I got it and was playing it and became obsessed. I was like, I need to learn more about this shit. In school, I was on their wiki and reading about all the stuff that's on PC. I'm like, dude, there's so much stuff on this game. And
dude, PC was... Yeah.
Then I realized after I tried to look for the stuff that I found on the wiki that it didn't exist. There, I'm just like, dude, I'm playing 30% of the game right now, if that.
if that, it was absolute trash. I remember playing on that world, and I remember playing on beta. On beta version, with a friend in high school, and we basically started off with a dirt tower. We were like, we're gonna go as high up as we fucking can, and that's what we did. We went up as high as we could, just out of dirt, and we literally had it was a dirt tower, and slowly, it turned into a skyscraper basically. Well, then the update for creative mode came out.
Yep.
We hadn't fucked with creative mode, dude. We went on that world and went creative. Fuck it, we made and it was before it was the infinite maps too. So we literally built a roller coaster all the way around the map. That went through the tower and down under the ground and then back out and went all the way around the map. That was funny shit.
It was some fucked up shit that we did. A bunch of me and my stoner friends is back when this was senior year or something. We didn't have shit going for us, so we would just all essentially LAN party Minecraft.
Oh, dude, that's fucking great.
And dude, we would play for hours and hours and hours, and this was before creative mode was inputted. But we would be doing creative mode shit from sheer grinding.
Yes, dude. No, absolutely. That's what me and my friend would do, dude.
Yeah, we were taking fucking portions of the map just to create I remember in this city we were making a floating city. So
I love team builds, especially if everybody has knows what the idea is, and they're all like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Dude, they go so fucking quick, and they're so fucking nice. I love them. The craziest thing that I did was try to build a city in the sky, but I tried to do it on floating islands with giant floating rings as well. And then I
It's
tried
almost
to
similar
build.
what we did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also tried to build the Great Wall of China.
Yeah, you can do so much on that fucking game.
Dude, have you seen some of the creations where they've made like the entire city of Gondor from Lord of the Rings and shit? Like, I'm like, dude, that shit's cool. Like, for me, when I see that stuff, because a lot of people, oh, it's a game. Why would you waste that much time in that game? I'm like, dude, do you realize how much skill, how much patience, and how much research they had to do to be able to do that? Like, to actually make that. And another reason, one of my favorite reasons, which will always be one of my favorite reasons for liking Minecraft, is the fact that they have a map on there, a world that has a library that has every book in the
Really?
world in it. Ones that you're in a lot of countries, you can't read certain books. They have them in the game.
What?
Yes, for kids that aren't allowed to read them. That's literally why they made it. That's people literally went in there and just did that. Made a library of books in Minecraft. It's a legit library, but you can access it anywhere from the world. You just gotta get on this game, Minecraft, and
It's just
fucking
like a
read it.
seed you put in it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's a map, a world.
Whoa. That's pretty
And they have a
nuts.
fucking library. So that's one of the main reasons why I'll always fucking love Minecraft, because that to me is like doing something that other places don't want you to read, or certain knowledge lets isn't, they don't want you having it,
Yeah.
like North Korea. So I find that cool.
Yeah, I wanted to show you something because talking about seeds, back when we were playing the butchered ass 360 version,
Yeah.
I remember there was an update that within the 360 version where they added bricks,
Yeah.
and bricks you need like clay, and like
Yeah.
I would look up, like, clay was so scarce that I would look up seeds that were available on 360 with the most clay that people know of, and like there was like this, like the best one at the time. So it was still like a really obscure amount, but there was like one part of the map where there was a good glob of that shit, but that was it.
Really?
Like, that was it. And I was like, what can I do with brick? And I was getting into dyeing stuff.
Yeah.
I'll show you what I did here. Some of my old ass Facebook pictures. Look at this shit. I made a fucking Mickey D's.
Bro, that's dope. That's cool as shit.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, that's funny as hell. I love that. That's great. He's a Mickey D's. Bro, you want to do a fucking Minecraft show?
Dude, honestly, I've been looking to like find people to play Minecraft with, but the only thing is I'd have to essentially buy a whole new account pretty much, because like,
Oh, I will too. I don't have. Well,
because
I mean, I have an account, but like, what do you?
there's this thing where like Microsoft completely owns Minecraft now.
Yes.
And I had like a old ass PC account, and I think you can like convert it still. I'd have to like fuck with that, but either
Yeah,
way.
dude, it ain't no rush. Check that out. For real, check that out. See if you can. If it's too much or whatever, and you just want to get a new one, then that's
pretty
fucking
sure I
cool
could
too.
just buy the.
I don't have my old account anymore, honestly. I made a new one
No,
because I
if
didn't.
I do make a Windows account, I'm pretty sure that'd be the easiest one to play servers where you and I
Probably.
could play if
Yeah.
I have the Windows version. So one cool thing about PC, it's Microsoft related. There's like a hotkey that I press, it's like the Windows button and G,
Mhm.
and that will pretty much pull up a dashboard as if I'm like using an Xbox. It's like via my Xbox account, El Taco. I can see all my friends and join parties and talk to them and stuff.
I will say that's something that that people like argue over, like Microsoft or Android and Apple. I look at it as like Mac, the iOS systems, and Android is more how accurate that would be or whatever. But it's crazy because there's so much shit you can do with Microsoft. It's such a versatile thing. But I would say that it's probably less user friendly when it comes to being that diverse, because when you're that diverse in your tech, you basically have to have somebody that's got some pretty good knowledge on, doing that stuff but that's why I loved Windows, because it was like doing everything manually. Versus like when you get this, like damn, this image already had GarageBand on it. It already had iMovies. It already had all this
Yeah,
this stuff on it. So,
it's crazy to think
which is the
about.
reason why I got it, because it was so much easier.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about when I was in elementary and how I'm kind of like me and a lot of people I know that went to the same elementary school. We're pretty like tech savvy people, and now that I think about it, dude, probably first grade through like fifth grade, I was using like the new colored fucking Macintosh computers, like the egg
Yeah,
shaped ones,
yeah.
different colors. Like those are expensive fucking computers at the time, and I was in a room with like fucking 20 of these things.
Well, it was the same thing for me, man. I remember being in a Photoshop class, brand new fucking 23-inch Macs, 50 of them in there. And we were doing. I still have my fucking Photoshop photos that I fucking did for
Yeah,
the
like
class and stuff.
collages and stuff
Yeah, I
that
had
they
to make
make you do.
collages and
Yeah,
stuff. I still have that shit, man.
damn.
It was so much fun, and that if that was one of the reasons why I decided to get a Mac too, was because of that. But so you're not wrong in that. Like it was the same thing for me, and that at that time they were the newest ones. That was like it was in like that was 2013 when we got all those like brand new ones. It was I was graduated that year, but it was but we got them that year or over that summer they got them, but they were the brand new ones.
Yeah.
So it was fun using those.
Yeah, but yeah, when I was growing up, elementary was using the Macintosh, and then at home, my dad had a normal laptop, so I was just used to both operating systems growing up.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. It's funny that you mentioned that, because really that is like how we grew up. We grew up with technology coming up. We grew up with it, with technology. Like when it was developing, we were, the same fucking thing, like at the exact same time.
Yeah, it is weird to think about. We're like growing with it. It's like our little brothers.
Yes.
Still, dude, like.
Well, you're not wrong, because they say that we're basically bio anyway, or because of our phones. Like most people, like you don't
cyborgs.
go cyborgs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't fucking think of the word.
Yeah.
You can't. No one goes anywhere without their phone.
Yeah. We're
Nowhere.
essentially
It's
fucking cyborgs.
yeah. And so it's always made me laugh when people are like, "Oh, they're gonna put microchips or whatever in you." I'm like,
It's
"Why?"
like, dude, you already have
this phone
that
you
carry
willingly
around.
carry around the tracking device with you.
Yeah, all the time.
The listening device, the seeing you carry it. I was like, why would they need to? They don't need to put a chip in you. So that's always made me laugh when people say that. It's true though. So I mean, it's like having basically an extra limb. Like we kind of feel lost sometimes. A lot of people do. Like I can't say that I've been like missing my phone. Like man, where's my phone? Like, oh fuck, And honestly, half my fucking life is on that phone. And what I mean by that is like my bank.
Yeah, that's the that's the
like,
weird like thin line where you're not addicted to your phone.
But you have to have it.
You're addicted to the tools that the phone gives you. Like,
mm-hmm.
How could you like live without your phone when it literally helps you pay your bills and shit?
Your life is like that. That's why I'm saying like half of my life is on my phone, and it's not necessarily like it's that part of it. It's the bills, the bank, your banking, online bank, everything. Well, people are on social media so much these days too, so it's crazy. I try to limit myself. Like I try not to spend a whole lot of time on my phone.
Yeah, me too. I'm very conscious about it all the time. Like, especially when a good situation I could think of right off the back is when I'm about to clock out of work. Everyone else is like waiting and shit, and I'm kind of the only one that's not on my phone. Everyone else's fucking face is buried. I'm just like, damn, like.
Bro, I've noticed that shit too. Like, and it's funny. I'll do it at restaurants. Like I'll go to a restaurant and I just like won't touch my phone. I'll just look around and just watch. Like even like if I'm with people and stuff, like especially like my parents, if I'm with them, like they'll sit there and we'll talk for a little bit, and then like it's generally my mom. She'll be like, "Ooh," into her phone, and I'm like, "Damn." Just looking around, I'm like, and just seeing like people will be at a table and none of them will be talking to each other. They'll all be in their phone. It's crazy.
It's weird.
It is weird. I find it weird. I don't wake up to reality.
Shut up and smell the roses, man.
I don't. Yeah, it's a hard line, really, where it's like you said, or a fine line, more or less, where you need it, you have to have it at this point. But some people are on it so much, it's like I find it hard to. It makes it where it's hard for me to talk to people, and what I mean is because like I'm like they look at you weird when you talk to them. If you talk to somebody like a stranger face to face, they think you're fucking weird. Like they really do. Because I've been trying to do that here lately, to just like, especially at the gym, and I'm trying to promote, this podcast and my online store and all that. So I've been talking to strangers more often, and that is the biggest thing that I've ran into is crazy fucking looks from people. I asked these two kids, the teenagers, right? They're wearing longer socks and they're playing basketball and stuff. They're at the gym that I go to and all that. So I'm like, I have a pair of socks from my store, right? And I grab them, like, and I walk up to them, I'm like, hey, you guys, y'all like socks? And they're like, no. Like, they kind of looked at each other, looked at me, and were like, no. And I was like, okay. I like just put them in my pocket and walked off. I was like, and I was sitting there looking. I just started laughing. I was like, these motherfuckers don't like socks, but they fucking wearing them.
Oh my
I was like,
God.
what the fuck? I was like, they looked at each other weird, and then they looked at it and were like, no, like they didn't want to like.
They probably thought you were wanting to sell something else or some shit.
I don't know. They probably thought I was weird. Honestly, they probably did. But to me, I'm just like, what the fuck? It was just an awkward. It was awkward.
Yeah, it's definitely reversed now. It used to be so common to just talk to fucking people,
Yeah.
and now it's just like threatening to people.
Yeah, they find it threatening. And that's like, it makes me offstandish. Like, I'm like, man, how's this person gonna be if I don't know. I suppose it probably doesn't help being in a different culture as well, because like I was raised in the South, and it is completely different culture than it is up here. Like people are just different up here than they are down there. So like that might be half of it, a little bit too. Part of it for me. I probably am weird. They're probably like, what the fuck?
But I mean,
we don't talk to gingers.
If they're fucking, if they're fucking teenagers, then it makes sense. They're fucking like, like probably don't have street smarts and think of the worst right away. That's probably what happened.
Yeah. And I took that into consideration. But man, I honestly laughed about it more than anything. I laughed because I didn't really give a shit, but I laughed because they just seemed mortified, And I was just like, I was like, what the? I was like, what? I was like, yeah, you guys like socks? I was like, so they probably were like, what the fuck? Like they were probably legit mortified. But to me, that like, okay, I put myself in that situation. If somebody's like, man, you like socks? I'm like, hell yeah. What you get? Like, what's up? Like, yeah, I like socks. Like, duh. But I do like socks. Like, legitly love socks. So, so somebody asked me that, yeah, my response would be like, yeah, I like socks. Why? Why you asking? And they could be like, oh, well, hey, I have this online stuff. That's how I think that's probably how I was imagining it going, because that's the response that I would have had. And I didn't think that that's probably not the response I was going to get.
And you didn't. And you did not.
Yeah, I did not. Absolutely did not. Oh.
I would probably try that again, but with someone that looks aware of things. a mature
You
person.
You said it right there, and that's funny because I did.
Yeah.
I was like, check that. I was like, scratch those. Well, the only reason why I did because I have a nephew that's about their same age, and I talked to him, and he looks at my store and stuff and likes all my shit. So I'm like, okay, well maybe, I don't know. I was just trying to. That was where I thought I had a connection in it, but I I figured I didn't. I found out that I didn't. So I went on to different people and talked. I've talked to a few different people about it and stuff.
Do you have a card
No, not yet.
to make cards?
I need to get cards. Yes, I need to get cards bad. Business cards. I don't know. I'll have to. My mom has gotten business cards before.
I know a homie of mine. He knows a place where they have them. You can have like custom ones made for you. Have to like hit them up and see what that's like.
Yeah, for sure. Because I definitely want to get some. I figure I get like just order like 500 of them or something. It'd probably be like $30-$40, maybe. Even if it was $50 for 500 of
It all
them.
depends on like the
style.
quality, the style, what you use, color.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't even fucking know.
If I were to fucking have a card, I would replicate one of the cards from the movie American Psycho.
Yeah.
There's a scene where they're all comparing business cards.
Uh-huh.
And like, I don't know if you've seen the movie, but like throughout the movie, you just hear like the psycho's subconscious and what he's saying and shit. And in his head, it's like he wants his card to be better than all of them. So everyone's like comparing their fucking cards. And he's like describing it in so like such a particular way. It's just like fucking what was one of the colors was bone.
Yeah.
And like I thought that was a neat color. Bone would be
Bone.
one. And the other one was eggshell. Like,
eggshell.
Like these cards were just so pristine, like premium
just
thing.
That's crazy. That's cool. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That'd be dope. I love doing that. Dude, now that you mention it, now I feel like I have to have the best fucking business card. like you, dude. You've really sucked me into that. Like I'm upset that I don't have a fucking business card now. I'm like, God damn it! I need the best business card.
Yeah, and actually, the safety guy that like there was actually like a 2-day orientation where I worked,
where
I work, and he gave me his card. And I was like looking at this thing, I'm like, this is tight. Like, had his email address, his number, his work number, just ways to contact him. Like, and you'd probably put your Instagram, an email, a business email, and
the YouTube,
all
the
that.
store, and I guess the TikTok right now would be the only 4 that I really just got. Could put my number on there, but I don't know about that.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Definitely not a personal email.
No.
I'd get a business email for sure.
Yeah, I already have one. I have one for the store already and all that set up. Honestly, I was getting up at like 4:30 up in there somewhere, and coming down, rolling up, fucking light, smoking, and reading books for like an hour or so, and then or until I finished smoking, and then I would go upstairs, change, and go to the gym.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking about, reading books too. I've been wanting to get a library card. I feel like that'd be better and cheaper instead of buying books all the time.
Yeah, probably would be a little bit cheaper. You don't library memberships don't cost, do they?
Maybe $1.
Some shit. Yeah, okay.
And then you're good for life, pretty much.
Yeah, I actually have just I bought a bunch of books before we got laid off, and I've been reading those, and then I got a Kindle somewhere, and I've read a book. I've read a.
Oh, you're Kindling it? I thought about that too. How's that?
It's it is actually very not like I don't mind it, and the reason why I don't mind it is because the Kindle that I has, you can do the inverted, and so I'm reading white letters instead of black letters. Like the back, the page is black, but the letters are white.
Like dark theme.
Oh my god, yes, dude, and it's so much better for my eyes. So I fucking love reading that way, like on that thing. That it makes reading very, very enjoyable for me. Just that little difference, the invert on it. I mean, I've been reading. I got it upstairs because I haven't been coming down and smoking anymore. I've been waiting until the evenings to smoke and stuff, but we get up in the mornings, and now I got Plato's Republic. It's a hard copy, Plato's Republic. I have that one. I've been reading it. I'm in the second chapter. I read through the first chapter, the first book. I mean, I read the first book twice and then went back through and just highlighted some stuff, and then I'm on the second chapter. So I'm doing a full read through now, and then I'll go back and do another read through of it. Well, reading because I'm reading all the books. The books that I'm reading, they're all similar to each other. Like, as far as like it's philosophy basically. So they're like they're older text, just older books.
What's reading philosophy like? I've always read I've read like biology, biographies, fiction, nonfiction stuff, but I never really tapped into philosophy stuff.
Man, honestly, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Mentally, for me, like it's different. The moral letters to Seneca, or letters from Seneca. That book, man, I'm definitely reading that motherfucker again. That book was really, really. It made me like. I literally bought Plato's Republic, started reading it, and then I found letters to Seneca, more letters, and I started reading it and read it all the way through, and then went back to Plato's Republic. It is so good, man. It's like, honestly, for me, it was like showing you a different way to think about things. It shows you how he talks about it in it, and he's just like one of them's on death, and he's like especially like new. I think I actually have a podcast on that already. I think an episode about it, but I'll do a quick explain to you about it. Where it's like child death or whatever. Like if you have a newborn that dies or whatever, it's like he's talking about. He's like it's shed whatever tears you got to shed about it, but then be on about it because it's you don't really. And that's saying it rough because it was on infant death basically, and was saying you have a child that dies young or whatever, mourn them or whatever, and then move on because it's if you look at it more as in time, you're gonna mourn a best friend of 20 years a lot harder than you're gonna mourn a child of yours that you knew for 6 months. It's not saying it's not tough and it's not any of that stuff, but if you're looking at it in a time frame, it's not that significant in that comparison. And I found that just to be very interesting to have that outlook on that. So it's just I like looking at people's perspectives of different things, and having that perspective, that insight on something was just so fascinating. And I get that throughout the entire book. Like each letter is on a different subject. Each one is just I like all of them. I like just about every single one of them. There's a lesson. I got a lesson out of each and every single one of them. It taught me something. So for me, they were not easy reads. There was a lot of words in that book that I did not know, and that's what I found challenging. And to me, it makes me smarter, and it makes me a more intelligent person, because when I'm reading that book, I'm like, I don't understand this sentence because I don't know what that word means right there. So I have to look that word up, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I've been doing that since a young age, dude.
Yeah.
I remember I would do that for when I'd read Calvin and Hobbes in fucking school. Like sometimes there'd be some crazy shit that Calvin's doing there and saying shit like, I'd be like, what is he fucking talking about right now? And I'd like look up some of these words. I'm just like, Calvin's a fucking mad genius. Like,
yeah, for real. And so these books have been doing that for me, like it for real. Like there's some big fucking words in those books. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I couldn't imagine like a philosopher genre type of book too.
Dude, they're good. They're good. Scott will tell you otherwise. I think he hates them because, or maybe I won't say he hates them, but he doesn't like Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, which that book was never. It's basically just it's like a journal, but it's like logs, like thoughts or whatever here and there. So it's not like you're reading a book. You're like reading thoughts, here and there or whatever. I have that book right here, actually. Yeah, Marcus Aurelius.
Sure.
Yeah, Meditations. And
You just reminded me of something. Also, instead of going to the library, recently, my mom and I went to. She likes to go thrifting. We went to like
yeah,
some Goodwills, and we were out in some like far. We were like in Plymouth.
yeah,
Goodwills over there.
sweet.
They had some cheap ass shit. If we had a truck, I would have ran out of there with a fucking bike for like $4.
Oh shit,
A fucking 10-speed bike for like
bro.
$4. You just needed new tires. That's
Oh
it.
yeah, that ain't bad. You can go buy
But
some.
dude, they have like a book section with the most random shit possible for like $3-4 a pop.
Really?
Yeah, and like $5 a pop if it's a hardcover. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Hell
So
yeah, dude. Yeah, thrifting. I love thrifting books too.
yeah, dude, I'm gonna start doing that for
Yeah,
books.
yeah. That's probably that'll be the way to do it is thrift them. I like that. Yeah, this book it's different. You know, like I said, it's just his. It was never meant to be published. But
Really?
some person, yeah, he never got it published. It's about Marcus Aurelius. Do you know who he is? Okay, he was a Roman emperor, and this is basically like his journal. It was never meant to be published, but when he died, some guy was like,
Okay.
"We can't let this," and eventually it came out. So for me, what I had said was, I feel like that is, if I was in Marcus before I've even read, because I still haven't read this book yet. For I have other books I'm reading right now. I'm going to get to this one, but I haven't read it yet. I've read some things in it though. I've opened it up and read a couple of just stuff out of it. Uh, but the reason why I'm waiting though is because one of my rules for myself is I put myself in his shoes before I even read it or anything like that, and I'm like, if I make a journal and something like that, and it's literally like my just super personal thoughts or something like that, man, I don't want nobody fucking reading that shit. I'm like, no, fuck that. Like, cause that's like some deep stuff for me, like my personal, like, only I know these thoughts or whatever kind of stuff. I'm like, and if I'm writing that down, I was like, no, I don't want nobody reading that. Fuck no. So, but I really want to read this book. So I was like, if I'm gonna read this book, then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna write a book in return, do a log. I'm gonna read this and then
It's essentially just have a diary.
have a diary,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. I was like, that'll be my payment for it. Because if I was in that shoes, I wouldn't want it done. But since it's been done and all that, I was like, it's my way of saying, like, I'm weird in some ways when it comes to shit like that. But so for me, that's what that's like. It's my way of paying homage to him. Like, yeah, I read your book, but
Knowing
since
that
I
you
did
didn't
it,
want it.
yeah, that you didn't, and all that, then this is my way of saying, of giving it in a way that I paid it, my homage to it. So, yeah, eventually I'll get to it. The Plato Republic is really good. I think you'll like it. A lot of the argument, so it's basically like a conversation. Plato's Republic is. Most of philosophy is like is thoughts or it's more than just thoughts, but it's conversations a lot of the time too. Like so like in Plato's Republic, the biggest topic in it so far that I've read, which is probably throughout most of it, is justice and injustice. What is justice and what is injustice, and which one's better? Which basically like good and evil, all that justice, injustice. But that's the conversation is about justice and injustice. So that one's really interesting.
Interesting.
They're not easy reads though. They're hard reads.
Yeah, no, I definitely would read a lot sometimes, but it's been a while since I have read. But this winter, I've been wanting to, knowing that it's coming, and this year I really want to be productive with doing shit inside during that time.
Yeah, you talk about winter coming up, dude. Reading's probably gonna be a great way, and that's why I'm excited that I finally got all this shit set up because man, that's what I'm gonna be doing or trying to do.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to thrift some books and then have those books and read them throughout the winter.
Oh yeah, that'll be awesome. You find any good ones, let me know.
One book that I would recommend is The Burn Journals.
The Burn Journals?
Yeah, it's been a book that stuck with me. I read it in 8th grade, I think. And it fucked me up. It's essentially about, it's a real story. And it's about this guy that is suicidal and he decides to kill himself. And the way he decides to is fucked up. He burns himself alive in his bathtub. The moment he does it, regrets it instantly, but he ends up fucking burning like 90% of his body or some shit, and then like the rest of the book is just his experience through his words of like the next like fucking 5 or 6 years after that in recovery and shit. Like, yeah, dude.
What the fuck? So it's like all of his thoughts the
Thoughts and
whole
experience,
time?
what happens.
Wow, that is crazy. The Burn Journals. I'll have to get that. I'll have to get that and read that. That is crazy. I can only. Oh, does he describe like the pain? Oh, and what happens
The
and every.
instant
Oh,
regret, like who had to call the police, how like he got found and shit, like, dude. But the fact that he instantly regretted it. Like,
yeah.
But he did it. Like, he doused himself in gasoline and lit himself up.
Man, I just feel like if you're gonna commit to like, because I imagine life after that was definitely not the fucking same. You know, without a doubt, it was not the same. So like, if you're already and you've done it, like, did he stop it from what? Like he stopped from actually. He stopped
I
it.
believe so. Yeah. If I
Okay.
correctly.
Whoa. It wasn't like he just didn't succeed. You know what I'm saying?
He stopped it.
Like so for me, I'm like, if I already committed to do, like, I'm sure I'll have to read it then, because I'll have to read it because I'm really curious if the regret wasn't I regret doing it this way, or it was I don't actually want to die.
It was definitely I don't actually want to die.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck. I was about to say, because that's the only, to me, that makes that's the only logical sense as to why you would stop at that point.
Yeah,
Because
like,
if you're committed that hard and then boom, like if it's pain, then hey, that's just a part of the process of it. But if it's like I don't actually want to die, then
yeah, I just remember reading that, and when he was in that mindset and shit, just like how negative his thoughts were and shit. Like, I was just like, Jesus Christ. He was in like high school, I think, middle school, around there. Yeah.
Damn. That's fucking crazy. I feel like that's probably one of the worst ways to go.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you gave me the choice to fucking either burn alive or drown, I don't know what the fuck I'd pick.
I would much rather drown.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. I don't know, because
I feel like it would be a lot more peaceful.
That, and I heard if you burn alive, there's a point that you pass pretty quick, depending on like how fucking in flames you are, where your body just goes into shock. You just don't feel shit.
Yeah.
And then,
oh, I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure. There probably is. At one point, you probably don't, like, it's probably like, I'm gone. Yeah, there ain't shit
everything's
happening.
crisp.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a mental state at that point. Like, you're gone. You're just mentally can still fucking are there or whatever, or having thoughts. That would be fucked. That would be so fucked. Like, you can't, nothing, you hear nothing, you see nothing. You're just a blank and you're still until it fucking, God, that would suck too. Well, anyways, on to other subjects, I believe now. I'm out of that. I'm done with that motherfucking subject.
Let's get out of the trench.
Yeah. I felt it, man. I was just sinking.
It was getting dark out here, dude. It was getting cold.
I go change some light bulbs, put the bright light bulbs in. Oh, that's funny. Oh my goodness.
Gone out like the submarine thing.
Yeah.
Remember that shit, dude?
That's so
This
bad.
whole fucking room would cave in on
Yeah,
itself.
dude, that'd be fucked.
That's fucked. The fact that that happened.
That is.
Like, dude, they had to have gone out of trail so fast, like immediately. Like, as soon as they, I don't know what the fuck happened, but whatever happened, it happened right away. It had to have happened right away.
I don't know what happened. I've no. I know that it just fucking collapsed. I don't know like what happened prior to that or anything.
Well, no, the reason why it collapsed is because like it just kept going down. And the pressure,
submarine.
yeah, they just kept going down off course, and then just kept.
Oh, off course.
Yeah.
They kept going off course.
Yeah, that's the thing. The fucking, I don't know how much you know about it, but the fucking.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I just know that it happened. I didn't. I haven't read anything on it.
This thing is so dingy, dude. You control it through a fucking Xbox 360 controller. This thing's designed to go down to where the fucking Titanic is and circle around it.
Yes.
But at some point when they were doing that, or if they even got there, the controls either malfunction or something. But
well, it's you're operating a submarine with an Xbox controller
with like a window this big, and like three men like laying down like this, and like two of them like sitting. Like this thing's so small. Like this thing is like, if we put this couch here and that couch facing each other parallel,
that would probably
would be it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and these were rich people that did that?
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't sound like a move rich people would normally make.
What I think I understand from that is one of like no one there was like really licensed to do that kind of shit. It was kind of like, I'm rich as fuck, so I'm gonna do this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a little some sense.
I'm thinking they fucking goofed, or there's like a meme out there that's like the 360 controller ran out of batteries. Like the batteries died.
Okay, that's fucking funny. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, dude.
That's a good one.
And and then
I hate that I mean, but that's a good fucking joke.
But but the fact that it is that say that was what happened. The controller dies. There's no way of controlling it. Just
that's but it's completely accurate. That's completely fucking accurate. That's insane though. But
and then it got.
Anybody bring any extra? We're billionaires and we didn't bring.
Yeah, it got to the certain depth to where it crushed.
Yep, too much pressure.
And that's how it crushed.
Wow. I thought the Titanic was on the floor. Did they? So they veered off away from the Titanic and kept going down.
Yeah, there's deeper parts for sure.
Okay.
The Titanic's like essentially like off a fucking cliff right
now.
And there's deeper darkness over there, and that's where they went. I'm thinking.
Damn.
But that's also fucked up. I'm thinking theories out there is like, dude, the Titanic is probably haunted as fuck down there. So it's probably just some energy out there that sucked the life out of the controllers or something. Dude.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. That's man. I've seen some voodoo shit. So that energy, man. I'm huge on energy and shit like that. So I don't fucking doubt it, man. And honestly, just let them be. I mean, shit, it happened so long ago. Just let everybody rest. Just let them.
It's like we know
we know it's there.
Is there. We know
it's there. Just and it's fuck you. It's slowly or not. It's actually deteriorating pretty fast now. I heard.
It looks
like
completely
awful.
rusted.
Yeah. So, I mean, man, in a few more years, it won't even. You probably won't even. It'll just be a lump of nothing. So. Yeah, just let it be what it is. Let it die. Let it go. Let it be at peace. We've already got footage. We went down and seen it and got footage of it and all that already. So, hell, they made a movie about it.
Yeah, dude.
Man,
that's pretty much what happened, which is fucked up.
That's crazy. Did you watch that? Was it Logan Paul and Nate Diaz?
I heard about it.
I think it was Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was an alright fight. I just think it's weird that all this fight shit's happening. I think that's kind of weird. It's like it's
well,
weird,
that's because of Logan, man. Like,
or just celebrity fights in general. That thing was already kind of getting big, and then Logan like saw money in that, and of course it's one of the Paul brothers, and they're just like professionals at getting attention. So they rode that wave and made it their wave, pretty much.
hey, man, who was it that was it? Oh yeah, you're saying all the celebrities. I fuck. Hey, they making money.
And that's all it is, and that's what like
that is all it is.
It's a weird thing right now because the UFC right now, it's getting so much bigger and like so much cooler. There's so many more fighters now. It's fucking awesome.
It's getting crazy.
But at the same time, like, it's also diluted with all this fucking fight shit, like celebrity fight shit and whatnot, and also like just everything's betting now.
Yeah, it's I'm about to say it's getting more, it's getting attention in a different way.
Yeah, it's all just like selfish now. It's just like this motherfucker better win only because I'll get more money if they do. Like that's it for them.
I feel like that's been there the whole time. It's just more public now.
Like there's an app for it now. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting. I feel like that was always there. It's just now it's bubbled up more, and like you said, a fucking app for it. And so yeah, it's more prominent now for sure. It is crazy. I remember watching UFC like when Iceman, Forrest Griffin,
George St. Pierre,
like that era of people, fucking loved it, man. But it was still, coming up and stuff, man. He's done fucking well in it, and Logan Paul and them like fighting Nate Diaz and all that like brings UFC into it, and like, oh, fighting the old UFC guys and this and that, blah blah. I watched it on YouTube. Very shitty version of it, bad ain't like half the time you're watching the ring and their feet.
That's the weird thing about fight videos. They're essentially like fucking UFO videos. Like
so
they're just kept so hidden. It's hard to find like.
Well, the one I watched, it wasn't like you have to pay for it on pay-per-view, right? Somebody put it up on YouTube, and it was the shitty camera fucking work. It was, to me, it honestly looked like it was all the camera clips that they couldn't use. That's what it looked like. It was all the camera clips they couldn't use. But I watched it, man, and in my eyes, it looked like Nate Diaz really didn't give a fuck. Like he was just he was in there for the money.
Yeah, that's the thing also.
And he was just in there just, giving. And so, honestly, like what I took away from that fight was I watched Logan Paul go 10 rounds with somebody that is that didn't really give a fuck if he won or lost. That was fucking around with him. Like, that's what I basically watched. Like, I watched him fight. I watched Logan Paul fight against somebody that didn't really care, and he went 10 fucking rounds. So I was like, I mean, it's Nate Diaz, though. He's a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But it just still didn't look like Nate really cared when he was. But he has a funky fucking fighting style, and I guess that's the first time I've ever really seen him box. So
yeah, and now the next hype is the
like UFC he was all up in his chest the whole time, just like really, like dude, it was fucking wild, man. Like just like it was just like it was crazy to me. But yeah, so like I thought it was a two thing fight too. I thought that Nate and Paul were gonna fight boxing, and then that they were gonna go into the octagon and fight as well. Is what I thought.
Yeah, is that not happening?
I think it is, but I haven't heard anything. Like I haven't looked up or done any more research on that or anything like that. Because to me, I'm like, all right, now that's good. Because now you both do both sports, and obviously you're going to win in your prospective sports, And because during the fight, that's at the end, that's what Nate did. Like when it was like the 10th round or something, Nate come in and put him in a chokehold and like just kind of laughed and stuff, and like that's why I say like he was like Nate had fun the whole fucking time. like he was joking and having fun the whole time. And like he was like, and basically that was his way of saying like if we were in my sport, you would have been over right then. Like it would have been over with. That was basically what he was saying.
Yeah. I'd be more interested in actually watching the UFC fight for sure.
Bro, yeah. I would watch that, yeah.
Then there's a whole possibility and troll of Elon Musk and fucking Mark Zuckerberg fighting. Have you heard about
If
that?
Elon puts in the time to train, like legit train for it, dude,
I don't know, but
my money's on
I
Elon.
don't know. Zuck has like
Wait.
actual expertise.
I know.
Bro.
That's why I said if Elon puts in the time, my money's on Elon. Size.
Yeah, he's built like a fucking fish tank.
Yes. I'm going. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I say if he puts in, like, put in 6 months, like, I'll put money on Elon in 6 months.
Really?
Like, bro, I swear, because of the size.
But Zuckerberg is like a black belt in judo.
Yeah.
Judo is like meant for taking smaller people down. Or if you're like taking bigger people down if you're like smaller.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Then it might be in his advantage. I don't know, man. I think I would just rather see Elon win.
I do want to see him just like body slam him or some shit. That'd be fucking awesome.
People, and that's something that trips me out a little bit too, because they're like, "Oh, I want to see that. I want to see that," and I'm like, "Yeah, but it's like just seeing two nerds fight, kind of. You know what I'm saying?"
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're right. Zuckerberg has, he has been training a lot, and he has a black belt and all that shit. So it's like, he's probably gonna fucking. It's either gonna be lopsided. Like fucking thunder, bro.
Shit. I was wondering what that was.
I thought they were moving shit upstairs or
someone
something.
was like rolling something up there.
Yeah. No, that's fucking thunder.
My God. It's still storm season.
I wonder if you can hear it on the mics.
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. I'll go back and listen.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain for the next couple hours.
Oh, damn.
Thunderstorm.
Huh?
Thunderstorm.
Thunderstorm. Oh, shit, I'm dumb.
Why?
I was looking for my phone.
Where is it?
It's recording.
Oh, there's your phone.
It's up there. Shit.
So how is this edit going to work? Are you just going to like extract that, and then I'll put it all in there? And
Yeah.
time it all, synchronize it all?
Yeah, yep. So it's actually really fun. I kind of base them, like, when it comes to lining all of the videos and stuff up, I base them off of the audio, lining them up with the audio.
Yeah.
So I have this recording. The audio is being recorded separately than all one. I have actually 4 different angles now, which that one's not recording. I have it on, and the memory card I have in it only has like 20 minutes worth of video recording. So I figured I would like turn it on here and there and get some minutes on it and stuff, and then like use all 20 minutes of that, unless it wasn't a 20-minute video, but just like turn that off and on and get like 20 minutes here and there, so I can slice it and put it in and just have different sections. Base it all off the audio. I'll input the audio and then input one video and line it up. And once I got it lined up, I'll clip it wherever I want to clip it, delete that other half, detach audio, delete that audio, and now I have a video with the audio lined up. And then I'll put in other video and edit it in, and then sync them up to where the audio flows in the video. All the video matches the whole audio clip.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Whenever I would record, back in the day when I recorded like off my 360, it used to be where you had to have a capture card.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them were made where you needed a laptop for it to operate, and then I never had that. But later on, they made some where you didn't need a laptop. You just hooked it up to the front of your fucking Xbox, and then it pretty much you plug it into your TV actually, and it just records everything that your fucking TV projects pretty much.
Oh.
And this thing would have its own like software when like you turn it on, and you could actually trim clips with it in general.
Oh shit.
It had like a remote and stuff or like a button there, but
Yeah.
it was pretty easy. But the strategy I used is I was essentially making like Call of Duty videos most of the time, and like every time I'd hit something cool or something funny happened or something crazy would happen. Well, before that, the way I would start recording is I had my fucking computer with my blue snowball,
Mm-hmm.
and I would have iMovie up, just recording my audio on that.
Yeah.
And then I would have my capture card on a countdown. I would press it on a 3-second countdown. When that hits 0, I press record to my voice.
Yeah.
And so I have separate voice and then video playing. And then when I hit something or something happens, I literally just stop it, both of them at the same time,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll just record again. So when I go to the file, I'll know that that cool thing happened all the way at the fucking end. Delete everything else, and that's what I would do.
That was how you were basically doing your markers
Mhm.
for it. Yeah, I got you. That's pretty cool. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, but when I get like the audio and like the video, there'd be times where like it actually starts recording maybe like half a second later, and all I would do is just like line the things up.
Yep.
It's a little ghetto way of doing it, but
Yeah.
it's so easy because I know I have these things recording at the same time.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can just synchronize them pretty easily.
Yeah, that's basically that's the same concept. You're just like doing both, you know. And really, I could this is what's cool about these two mics and that little piece that's in there is that take that piece out, and it's the C port like charger, you know, like that C port is. So it plugs into my phone, and then I can then this audio goes straight to my phone and my camera. So like I'll have like decent quality and good voice. Like so if I want to do a mobile, if I have to go somewhere and want to do a podcast or something, I can go there and do it that way. Instead of I don't have to carry all this shit or anything like that. It's literally just a phone and the mics, and that's it. So it's pretty simple. It's not too bad.
I've been thinking about getting a fucking Xbox again, like
Yeah.
a 360, and play 360 games.
Here we go.
Get a retro collection going because I
Retro.
already have a GameCube. It's weird calling GameCube retro, but that's retro.
They
now.
are retro now,
And,
yeah.
PS2. Get PS2 stuff.
It's yeah, dude. PS2 was probably like top notch back in the day when it came out. You know.
I think it's like the number one in like the most games ever made. Like the PS2 era was long. There's thousands.
It was
of
a
games.
great era, is what it
Thousands of
was.
games,
Yeah,
dude.
it was a fantastic era. There's probably not many people that didn't have a PS2, like legit. Like even if you weren't a PlayStation fan, you probably had a PS2. They're fucking legit. Yeah, it's crazy, man. That's some of the stuff that trips me out. And I imagine like older people probably feel the same way. There's older us when they look back on our generation and look back and just think like, you know, how like, well, they're totally different than what I was doing when I was a kid. I wasn't doing nothing like that, you know,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. I guess everybody thinks that theirs is the best, you know. It's like
Every
that.
generation.
Thinks that they're the best generation.
Shit. I remember me and my buddy forgot what the fuck our goal was. I think we're like in 7th grade, and we're like scrapped together just like random money,
Yeah.
like $12 or some shit. And we're gonna go to the pawn shop to see what kind of video games we can for Xbox.
Yeah.
And as we got there, there was like this older kid we knew from high school, he was in high school at the time, and it was like one of our friend's older cousins or some shit. And he and another friend were coming out of there with a fucking PS2, and like where the CD would come out, like the disc tray thing. The front of it was like kind of torn off, and like there was like a piece of string on there. And I was like, what the fuck was it? Adam. I was like, yo, Adam, what's up, dude? He's like, oh, hey, guys. I was trying to sell this PS2, but they wouldn't take it. Like, nothing's wrong with it. It just, the disc tray gets stuck, so you just have this tray thing. There's this string here, and you just pull it, and it fucking works, dude. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, dude. It's like, I'll give it to you for like, I wanted to get rid of it. I'll give it to you for like fucking $15.
Yeah.
And right there, we just bought we walked out with the PS2.
Fuck yeah.
And then inside of it, I don't even think he knew that there was a fucking game or something. Like, it was fucking San Andreas.
Dude, fuck yes. The ultimate game with the ultimate system.
As soon as we got home, that's what we did, was play San Andreas, and it worked. It worked.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's badass. the GOAT of all systems.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I'll say that, and I'm an Xbox fan, and the PS2 was the GOAT. It was a fucking badass system, man.
Yeah, I actually started off as a PlayStation guy strictly.
Yeah.
Like, my dad got me a PlayStation 1 when they came out.
Yeah.
A PS2 when they came out, and finally a PS3 when it came out. And when I had a PS3, my younger brother, he fucked that shit up. What he did is he wanted it set up in his room.
Yeah.
And I was like, fine, dude, I'll set it up in your room so you can shut up. All that older brother, little brother shit. And for whatever reason, he moved it from where I set it up, and he put it on the fucking floor against the wall on the carpet. And he let that shit on all night, and it essentially just cooked itself.
Yeah.
And for the Xbox, there was the R-Rod, the Red Ring of Death.
Yep.
And for fucking PlayStation 3, it was the Y-Lot, the yellow light of death.
Yes.
And that's what my brother did to my fucking PlayStation. Just overheated it, and it got that shit.
I had both. And,
damn.
and
Yeah, I had Rod too.
I had both, man. And the Xbox was mine, and I remember getting the red ring in that bitch. That sucked. And then the fucking PlayStation 3, my brother had bought for the family, so it stayed in the living room and stuff, but it basically stayed on all the fucking time. And eventually it got it. And I was like, I love that. I love that PS3, man.
Yeah, me too.
I fucking love that thing. That was a great one too.
Yeah, I also had a PSP during that time, so it was so easy to synchronize
oh my dude,
everything.
I loved the PSP,
Yeah, dude.
I would play was it Midnight Club?
All those.
Was it the racing games on the P? For some reason, dude, racing games on the oh my god, on the PSP, dude. That they were the shit. The racing games were the fucking shit. I played the shit out of some racing games on the PSP. God, I totally forgot about that shit. That's probably that, dude. With the dude. That's nostalgic as fuck a little bit.
Handheld that ever came out.
Bro. I was gonna say that. In my opinion, the best handheld ever, and it was the first handheld ever, was the PSP, and that shit was fucking badass, dude. And it was so cool. They were the
design. And
their
everything.
goats too. They were the best.
They went fucking 90% screen.
Beautiful, yeah, 90% screen, and dude, the joysticks on it were flawless. They were just the smoothest little joysticks.
They made it work, dude.
It was fucking
impressed.
pimp. It was fucking pimp.
I remember there'd be like a corner in my room at the time where I could leech the neighbor's Wi-Fi and get on my MySpace.
Yeah, dude, yes, dude, that's so fucking hilarious. I remember getting on MySpace.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god, dude, that's nostalgic as fuck, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that is great. Damn.
Yeah, then after my brother killed a PlayStation 3, I was consoleless for like a year. And I would go to my friend's house to like just watch him play COD and shit. And I remember when Black Ops 1, I think it was like a week after it came out, one of my mom had a friend that was selling their son's fucking console shit, and it was an Xbox Elite, like a black one with like the bigger hard drive.
Yep.
With Black Ops 1.
Yeah, they had the Black Ops 1. That was cool. I loved that when they like started doing that shit, like the like themed Xboxes.
Yeah. Yep, and that was my first 360, and was just strictly Microsoft after that.
Yep. Yeah, I think 360 is basically when I started sticking over to Microsoft. was pretty much that. 'Cause after the PS3 and then the 360. And once I got the 360, like I said, I had that PS3, loved that shit, and the PSP, but the 360 outlasted those, and so I ended up just sticking with fucking Xbox after
Yeah,
that.
I got into. I had a friend who's. It's funny now, like where he's at in his situation. He's like one of my older friends.
Yeah.
He taught me how to like tinker with consoles, like open them up and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's actually like almost done in school for robotics and shit,
Dude,
which is funny to think about. But
that's cool.
dude, he taught me how to like Frankenstein consoles, like
What does that mean?
like dude. So everyone and their grandma had a 360, right? Like you could go to a friend's house and fucking like the situation would be like I went to a friend's house where we're fucking around in his garage.
Mm-hmm.
He just had a bunch of junk. The junk had a 360 in it. It's like, what's wrong with that? It's like, oh, fucking got Red Ring of Death. It's junk. Give me that. I knew exactly what to do with it because my friend Jeff was like a tinker. He was like a fucking mad genius, like opening shit up, and he would teach me on how he would fix Red Ring of Death. There was like two ways of doing it. There was the fucking ghetto, unpredictable way because you don't know if it could last a week or 2 years.
Yeah.
And then there was the real legit way, the smart way. The first way, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but you essentially just turn it on and wrap it in like thick ass blankets and let it cook. Just pretty much let it cook itself, and then you let it cool down and it works again.
Really?
And the science behind that is the whole reason why Red Ring of Death would happen. It was an overheating issue, meaning the fucking consoles had shitty ass thermal pads on the motherboard, and I guess the baking method would like do some form of like soldering to the pads onto the motherboard, and then it would make it work again. And then doing it the legit way, you have to open it all the way up down to the motherboard, get rid of those fucking stupid thermal pads, and replace them with, I forgot what year it was, but you have to get pennies before a certain year because afterwards they're like more zinc
than they are. Yeah.
So you need like pure copper pennies, and you like use thermal paste and glue it where those thermal pads were, and that would fix it guaranteed every time. Like
it cools it. Yeah, because it acts as a. Yeah, I know. So that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what he taught me to do that, and like, I mean, he's built Xboxes with like one where it got Red Ring of Death, one where it didn't have like the disc tray was fucked up. A bunch of them were like the eyes were messed up, like the little laser eyes. Where I knew how to like take those fucking things off,
clean them and shit.
Just like magnets were pretty fucking cool. But there was this period of time where Microsoft really fucked up, and if you were a mad genius, only you would know something like this. So back then,
At least you were a mad genius.
So like, picture this. This is what like my 360s were essentially just like no case, open motherboards, fan spinning, just like that. Because
you can see the discs.
Like I probably spent like $20, if not $10, on buying old Xboxes to fucking make this thing work. And but yeah, one thing
I can see it, dude.
Yeah, one thing he taught me is so you used to be able to install games onto your fucking hard drive, even though that really didn't mean anything, but it did.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like that's like all you fucking do, which is weird. But for some reason, if say this is what we did for Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
If you were to install it in the hard drive, the console would recognize it, and the game would stop spinning, and everything was through the internet there after that. So what we would do is when it stopped spinning, we would take the shell off of the disc tray, take the eye off, and then take the disc out. And now you're having this console run a game without this disc
in it.
And then we would give the disc to someone else and play games together like that. Yeah, dude.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, but then
that's
like
fucking.
A couple of years later, there was a big fucking update, and they updated like that's when they added the avatars to 360.
Yeah.
And they patched that shit when that came out.
Yep. They were like, "We're gonna fix this."
Yeah. But we did that for a good couple of years, dude.
Dude, that's fucking great. That's outstanding. it finally caught up. They were like, how is this game being played on multiple different consoles right now?
Mm-hmm.
This one singular game. I'll take this fanny pack off.
Yeah, remember there was a time where Left 4 Dead was big.
Yes.
And me and my friend had it.
I
And
played that.
we were landing in our house, but we had 2 discs. And we were in a party with one of our buddies, and he didn't have it, but he was like a few blocks away. He's like, bro, do you trust us with breaking open your Xbox? He's like, I don't give a shit. So we went over there and just like did the fucking thing and installed fucking Left 4 Dead for him. And once he got that shit running, we fucking went back and played. Yeah, dude. We were doing some funny, super.
Oh my
silly
god,
shit
that's
like
hilarious. Dude, we need to go golfing sometime. Do you like golfing or have you been?
I've always gone putt putting, but my younger brother's been obsessed with that shit the past like 7 months. He's been just golfing like all the time now.
Really?
Yeah, because he lives in Goshen, and pretty much over where he lives at my parents, their backyard is literally a place called Black Squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big golf course,
Of course.
in Goshen.
Yeah. So it's right in his backyard. Dude, he should have been golfing the whole time, dude. That's awesome. I've just recently been getting into golfing. It's hard to like a lot of things, like liking pool, liking having multiple different things that you like. But dude, golfing is freaking fun, man.
That's what my brother's been telling me, man.
I don't think it is as boring and meticulous as
people think it was.
It was made out to be for me. Like in my eyes, that's why I never played golf, because it was always made out to be boring or dumb or something
for
like
old
that.
People.
Yeah. That's just how it was always fed to me from outside, from other people. If it was ever come up, that's how it was fed to me. So I never played it, but I moved up here and stuff, and Al took me and stuff. We went putt-putting, and then we played a game and stuff, and I love it, man. It's freaking awesome. It really is. But I like the technical stuff, like playing pool. I like it's a finesse game a little bit. You have to be delicate sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Your form, your technique, how hard you stroke, how soft you stroke, whether you put left spin, right spin. There's just so much there to work with. It's more complex than what most people think. Most people say, "Oh, it's a bar game."
Yeah.
That's just a bar game. You ain't got no. It's an elegant fucking game, man, and it takes a massive amount of skill. It takes lots of hours of practice to get really good at it.
It's a dance.
It's like a dance. Same thing with golf, man. So like when you're sitting there, a twist of your wrist can make the difference of which way that ball goes down the field. How your hips are, your stance, it's the same thing. It's complex, but like it's fun once you learn how to, mastering it, doing it, figuring it out. Because dude, if I first went, I couldn't even hit the ball.
Dude,
like for real.
I already know that's how I want to be. I haven't tried yet, but I definitely feel like I will be doing that.
It was definitely a learning curve, like a huge learning curve for me. But I couldn't hit the ball. But I eventually started hitting it, figuring it out. You just slowly, you work, you tweak stuff, you figure out. The biggest thing for me on it though, was the technique in itself. Learning not to put force into it, because for me, I grew up playing baseball some, so like I'm wanting to swing, I'm putting force behind it and all that. And you can't baseball swing it first off because it's on the ground, and you can't actually baseball swing it either. It's more like a stiff thing, but like you don't have to use any power. You just literally let the motion do it, and it works. So it's kind of peaceful. I find it very peaceful. Well, man, I think I'm good. We've got about an hour and 25 on here.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a solid one for now.
For sure.
Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. You're my first guest. It's been a good conversation, been a good guest.